Hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Friday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side gig. Welcome. First of all, don't judge. I'm wearing the same black shirt as I was wearing last night, but I did put this on so that you know it's a different live. But I am putting a skit together and I happen to be wearing the same thing. So kind of lazy to change it, but don't judge. Don't judge. So tonight, let's talk about, and I know it's a little late tonight. I was really busy today, so I'm behind with my chats, and maybe I was really late with my posts, but we were doing some big things. So anyway, we are here, and we're gonna talk tonight about this myth about network marketing products are expensive. You know, I believe I've talked about this maybe a couple times. I know I've talked about it one time before, maybe a couple times, but not specifically on the subject, but I've referred to it, right? But I want to kind of specify that tonight a little bit. I was listening to my man, Ray Higdon, and he was going over this topic, and I'm like, this is such a good topic to talk about. I haven't talked about this for a little bit. So he brought up a couple of points that I hadn't even thought about, but it's so valid when you think about like a network marketing, direct sales environment with a product-based platform. So if you're in any kind of a sales, okay, if you're in any type of sales, what you're going to experience is that the two biggest pay, if you would, go to one, executives, and two, the sales team, right? The sales team and the executives always make the most. Now, granted, the salespeople don't ever make as much as the executives, but still, those are the two groups that make the most in a sales environment, right? So if you take that and bring it to a network marketing side, if you would, then you're going to see that, well, the executives are there. I mean, there's going to be executives that are there, right? Now, granted, in a sales environment, when the salary or when the pay is most for executives and for the sales team, remember, the sales team have an expense. You got to provide an office, computers, phone, leads, all kinds of stuff, right? You got to insure them, you got to pay them. So there's all kinds of stuff that all kinds of expenses that go associated with that. Elon June, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. So when you're talking about, you know, direct sales and a sales environment, the executives and the salespeople are going to get paid the most. Now, if you, like I said, if you bring that over to the network marketing side, the executives are still going to be there, right? But the difference is the salespeople. See, the salespeople in the network marketing world, that's us, the distributors, the affiliates, the whatever you call it, all right, whatever you guys call it. That person is basically based on performance. Pony, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. So it's performance based, which means you sell something, you get paid. You don't sell anything, you don't get paid. There are no expenses associated with you. How are you? Good to see you here. So there's no expenses associated with a sales team in a network marketing environment because they're performance based. You're not providing a computer for them. You're not providing a workspace for them. You're not providing any leads for them. You're not paying, their insurance. You're not paying them a paycheck, a base pay. It's just performance based. If they perform, they get paid. If they don't, they don't. Right there is a major savings for a network marketing company, because they don't have those basic expenses for a salesperson when in a sales environment, right? Now, where does that go? Obviously, that goes back to the company. But here's the other thing. Some people say that the network marketing products are too expensive and this and that, and they may be right. My question would be, compared to what, right? So some of you know that I've been in the mortgage industry for 19 years, and I loved when they asked me, when they told me that my fees are too expensive. That was actually one of my favorite questions, and they would say, your fees are too expensive. And my first question would be, what are you comparing my fees to? I mean, that was my first question. I would want to know what they're comparing it to, right? So if you're telling me that my collagen is expensive, well, I'd like to know what you're comparing it to. What are you comparing it to? Well, I'm comparing it to the product from Costco. Well, you shouldn't, because they're not even the same, right? Now, here's the other thing. The products that you're getting from a network marketing company, because FTC is so all over these companies, they just waiting for them to do something wrong to just shut them down, right? It seems that way anyway. But so because FTC is all over these guys, there's so much research and so much clinical studies and so much work that goes into their products, because they don't want to sell crap. About 5 months ago, one of these large companies, huge companies, if I name the name, you would know the company. They lost a lawsuit against one of their major products. Okay, there is so much that goes into these products, research, clinical studies. They use premium products. Some of them come from Himalaya mountains and places up in the air, and just all kinds of stuff. So you got products that are the top of the line. Any company, listen to me, I'm not just talking about my company. I'm talking about these products are good products. Now, here's the reason why they're not as expensive as you think, because the company's saving on advertising. They don't advertise, obviously. Do you know how many billions of dollars are spent on advertising and they're lost? Okay, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. Hopefully you catch back the replay too. Do you know how many billions of dollars are spent on advertising and it's lost? So a network marketing platform company doesn't have that, doesn't have the expenses for advertising, marketing, billboards, bus stop seats, stadium stuff. They don't spend that stuff. They don't spend that. They don't have the expenses for their sales team. And all that savings is translated into what? The research, the commissions to the sales team, to the field. And also they are very reasonably priced compared to what it is that you're getting. You've always got, see, the thing is this, you can't be shopping for a Mercedes with a Honda budget. You can't go there and say, well, it's not $10,000. They're going to laugh at you. You're right, it's not. So you can't go in one area with another expectation. You've got to think, well, you know what? They don't have expenses for marketing. They don't have expenses for that. They don't have advertising expenses. They don't have expenses for their like sales team. Like there's no offices or this or that people are sitting there just banging out calls, right? There's no such thing. So all these are savings and it's put back into the product. So for somebody to say that they are expensive, always ask them, what are you comparing it to? If it's an exact same, see, the reason why stores price match is because you find the exact same product. Well, what happens if it's not exactly the same? They don't match the price. They're like, it's not the same thing. So how is it that we understand it there, but we don't understand it here? That doesn't seem right. When you take your item back to back to the store, and they go, you go to the store, you want to buy this thing, and you're like, you know what? I saw this thing at another store. They're like, okay, well, let me check. They pull it up, and they're like, it's not the same thing. You're like, it's not the same. I can't match this price. What are you gonna say? No, it's the same. No, you're gonna say, oh, yeah, you know what, my bad. But then when it comes to a network marketing company or things like that, you're willing to compare something that doesn't even compare with the product. Now, here's another thing. You may put your trust and faith and all this stuff in these products in like Target and Walmart and the drugstores, all these places. But let me remind you, there was a major crackdown. I think it was, don't quote me. I'll look this up. I think it was 2000. I want to say 15 or 2005. They did a study on a bunch of drugstores, including Target and CVS and Rite Aid, and a majority of their products were tested and didn't have any of the ingredients in the bottle that claimed that it has. This was a major crackdown. Don't believe me, Google it. Major crackdown. They literally pulled hundreds of products off the shelves because it didn't contain what it said it contains. And yet we go spend on stuff that don't work because they're cheaper, making us feel like, oh, they're working. But they're really not. You're wasting your dollars. The English, I've said this so many times, they say, we're not rich to buy cheap things. How many cheap things have you bought that ended up costing you more? Quality always costs. Otherwise, it wouldn't be quality, right? So when you go to the store and you're comparing, that's understood. It must be understood on this side as well. So the next time you're thinking, well, this is expensive, or it doesn't have to be here. At a store, you look at what it has, what it does, what it offers. And then you can determine, okay, the quality of the ingredients are premium. The results are very valid. Clinical studies, patents, then you have all these things that come together and give you this one product, and you're like, wow, yeah, this is a special product, or well, whatever it may be, right? So pay attention to details. Don't just rule something out just because it's got a sticker that whatever. right? So with that, hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I said, don't judge me. I'm wearing the same shirt as I was wearing last night, but I did put this on so it doesn't seem like it's the same live, obviously. But I may be doing a skit, maybe doing a skit. So I was in costume, so I got to post that too. So hopefully you guys got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. And if you feel like this is worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love. Tag a couple people. Share it on your, you know what to do. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side gig. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.